Hello, my name is Zhatelier, welcome back for another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X. And in previous episode we did spend quite a bit of time trying to designing the point defense ship, and it is what we're gonna go with. So on this momentous day we're gonna retool our point defense for the Athenians. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start producing some of them already. I'm gonna assign them to the shipyard task group for now. Now, to be fair, it's going to take a while before any of these are completed. We didn't prefab any of the parts for these. And having a look at they do require a lot of different resources, but Mercasium is the one that we have the lowest of all that we need here, because Uridium is in quite high demand. So just gonna... I suppose we'll build 3 of those right away. Now there's going to be quite a bit of building here then. What? Okay, so we're going to get the next fisherman in April. We're also going to get one more of those old freighters in April. Then there's going to be 2 whalers in July, and the troop transport in September. Speaking of troop transport, we've got 4 garrisons right now. We got the infantry cadres, and then we got the low-tech armors. But that is okay for now. Have we got there's only 6 factories still there, and yeah, the 10 mines. I mean, 10 mines are now at least working a bit better. We're still running a bit low on a lot of the resources, but once we get more mines in here and such, I mean, there's 1 million workers available. That's enough for 20 factories or mines and such. So we should probably bring more of those here. I mean, we will be bringing in more, just not quite yet. It's something that we will do. Right, so that's that. Let's let the time run again. At least for a little while. Let me actually, out of curiosity, just gonna quickly check the Treasure 1. What is it carrying now? It should be carrying, yeah, 30 infrastructure and 40,000 colonists. Which is well more than enough. But that's fine, I mean, that should let us keep the colony growing naturally as well, which is quite important. Once we get one of those terraforming installations, we can start doing adding some oxygen into the atmosphere, because that is what we basically need here. Otherwise, the planet is perfectly fine. But once we get the oxygen into the atmosphere, that is gonna increase what the infrastructure is worth basically right now. And that's gonna make Njord quite big place actually. I mean, it's gonna have plenty of mining and such. And construction. We're probably gonna get some shipyards and such here as well. I mean, we will be able to mine a lot of minerals from, for example, the asteroids here. And there's a lot of these planets here that also have a lot of minerals, just not very high accessibility, which is kind of a problem. Apparently we've got at least 2 planets with a lot of thorium with good accessibilities. There's like over 100 million thorium with average accessibility of 0.8 in these 2 planets, so that's quite reasonable. So we'll be able to get a huge amount of fuel in here as well, I think. Which is going to be useful for once we start fighting the religious NPR that we found in Lodur, which, incidentally, let's actually refresh the map data real quick, is over here, right next to Alta, so it is gonna have to be a bit of a frontline stronghold over there. And yeah, we found that there's a lot of jump points in Alfheim, which is gonna be interesting to see where they lead. Still we haven't found any loops in the systems so far, but we might find few sooner or later, which will then decide. We may need to realign a lot of the systems here, but that's a problem for another day. But yes, we have finally some military ships under production, which was the goal to have them before the year 50. So we are doing alright in that. Okay, Explorer 4. Oh, right, yeah, you have 2 of those there. But it should not be a problem. Transporting a lot of mines in there. I mean, well, at least a little bit more. Aha, the freighter arrived here. So you're just gonna go in and join that one. Quickly even... oh, crap. That wasn't what I had in mind. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure why I'm doing that, because it's gonna stop that anyway once the freighter fleets combine. Oh, surely we've completed. Oh right, still doing the automated turns. Tractors released. Okay, and now that the freighter joined, I'm just gonna move this out of the way. But the Freighter 3 has now 2 ships, I believe. Yes, and it's gonna go back and forth for a while still. So there's gonna be an uneven number of mines most likely. But that's not really an issue. Yeah, with these 2, they will go to Nastrand. Oh, they refuel at Humir. Okay. Right, when I gave these orders, the Nastrand didn't have the whalers, did they? No, so that's why no one's refueling from them yet. But that's a matter of time. I mean, now we got a lot of these. I mean, there's a bit of an overkill. They're gonna run out of infrastructure sooner or later, and then they're gonna do that. But I mean, that's fine, in all honesty. Right, now it might be a good idea to even up the arrows and such. To a nice, and I swear I don't have an OCD, but it's just nicer to look at the start of the day, and basically the first day of the month will be then what we're going to be dealing with. First day of the month and so forth. But we should be getting the big engines soon. That's sometime around next month is when we'll have them. New scientist. Okay. Logistics and ground combat. Oh, we started researching the missile engines already, and we did get the big engine. So that's good. Let's see, if we have a look at the big engine, just in case for, you know, spike and such. Size 25. It does have a rather large engine power. I mean, it's the same engine power per hull size actually. Just it would be using a bit less fuel, is what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I don't want to make. I mean, this one's not going to have as much weaponry actually, because it's going to have to have the jump engine, which may be a problem. Actually, probably put in another fire control for missiles, just so that we can fire the size 3 missiles and size 6 missiles to different targets. Speaking of which, we should probably put in the launchers for those. Put in another one of those, and we'll go with this for now, and we'll do a few other things. I mean, we'll actually need to put in the active sensors as well. And then we'll put in the jump drive, which is going to take a fair bit of room. There's a bit more room for a few things, but I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. No, we're going to need a lot of engineering and quite a bit of fuel as well. So we'll finish that design later. Now we're going to get another few missile engines researched, I presume. Oh, slipway additive fisherman. Excellent. We can start building another one. We're going to need a lot of those. I'm going to build a fisherman 2 to the shipyard. And a task. Right, so that's design. I mean, actually, if I remember correctly, the oiler ones are actually cheaper to build than the colony ships, but at the same time, well, yeah, I mean, we could use those as jump point tenders, or we can use the transport ships or something like that. We just need to have something that is gonna... Oh, we found another jump point in Valhalla. Whereabouts? Over there in the center, okay. That's not too bad. They've only surveyed 2 locations, and they've found 1 already. It could be quite a bit worse, actually. And while it is good that there are multiple ways to go, so you're not in a dead end, there's also a risk in that you might run, or there might be enemies coming from more directions when you find more of those jump points. Right, so we got the even more rocket engines. Is that going to be the final one or not? No, this overhaul completed for Axelion. Axelion was in Gunnar, so I guess I have to send them back. Don't need a resupply. Maybe you probably did that already. So Moonin, Gunnar, 5 system bodies. Yeah, you're going to continue with that. Now, unfortunately, Gunnar is rather far away from the Gunnar jump point is rather far away from the Khmer jump point. There we go. So we started research into jump drive efficiency. Now that we got the missile engines, we might as well design some missiles. Also, let's quickly have a look. It's going to be done in August 47. That's going to take a while. We might want to add in more research labs if we can. On the other hand, I don't want to get any away from that. The construction rate is also rather important, so I'm not going to take anything away from that. Mesons. I mean, it's a good researcher. I'm not going to take anything away from that one either. So we don't actually have any research labs available right now. We are building more, of course, but it's going to take a while before they are ready. So let's design the missiles. Right, if we start with the anti-missile missile, so we can add 2 of these. Then we're going to add 2.25 of that. I don't know, something like that. Would be pretty fast, and then 0.245. That would have actually rather large engine power, or the speed for the anti-missile missiles. Again, it wouldn't be necessarily all that great against the precursor or invader missiles. But that would be terrible. Although, say if we went for we didn't set up the okay, so this is what we were using. I mean, I think we are going to go with this. Also, we get the bigger warhead strength and maybe better agility. This is not going to be too bad. Because that's going to save us a little bit more for agility. I don't know, I mean, you can leave your comments down below if this is a horrible missile design or not. I think it's not the greatest, I can grant you that. Although, ooh, 1.7 million kilometers range. It's actually not terrible. I mean, it's maybe a bit extra, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, I suppose if we go for the smaller engine size and get, like, I don't know, 6 of these, that would increase the size a little bit, so we'd have to take out a little bit away from that. Hold on, so the previous one had... Well, actually, yeah, I think it does have a bit higher accuracy on the 10,000, so we're gonna mostly focus on the 5,000, 10,000 for now. So if we have a look at that, if we go back for the previous design, so 2 and of those, we're gonna add in the 2 there, 46%, 92, actually, this might be more accurate. At least the 5,000 kilometer is more accurate. Yeah, so this is actually better in my opinion. So we're gonna design this one. Yeah. Give name Iron AMM. We're gonna create that. Then we're gonna go for the size 3. So that's gonna have 1.25 just to have, actually no, 1, not 1.25. So right about there, this is gonna have a bit more fuel at least. Hold on, the missile ranges that we have would need to be about 60. We'll go somewhere around there. We're gonna go with a bit bigger engine. It would have pretty decent range still. Okay, and if we add in a bit more agility to meet the goals there, so actually... Okay, that would be... It's not a very quick missile, to be fair. Only 40%. Okay, so if we were to add in 1 more of these, we go for 3 instead. Lower the agility to 0.4 and fuel to 0.4. The fuel would still be within the range of what we have the... Okay, and then 1,000 kilometers is still... Well, 5,000 is a bit more accurate now. Not a huge amount, but... Can't really lower the range much from that. The agility is going to be maybe a bit lower than what I'd hoped for. It has a decent speed. So I think I'm going to make this. Create that. We're going to do the decoy missile as well, so it's going to have... Actually, it doesn't need to have any warhead, does it? Well, we'll put a tiny bit, so we'll put the 0.25 there. And then we're gonna add in some abrasive armor. A bit too much, perhaps. We're gonna add in a bigger engine, just one of those. Something like that, and then we can maybe even lower the agility a tiny bit. It wouldn't have a very high speed actually. It wouldn't lower the range a fair bit because we made a better engine there. Go for 25.2. 0.2 is pretty good. Well, honestly, it's not gonna need to have a lot of agility actually. I'm gonna take that entirely away. Go for the smaller ones. Put 2 engines there. So it doesn't have as huge of a range. I wonder if we would put... We do need to have 1 there to have the armor. Well, that's a bit of a shame, really. Okay, so 25 and 25 would have a huge speed. Would be able to take out... yeah, it would be able to waste at least some of the enemy missiles, but I'm not sure how much does it... Production cost per missile is 1.28. I'm pretty sure that that's a fair bit more than 1 anti-missile missile. On the other hand, I think the agility does cost a fair bit. If we have a look at, so 1 over there is going to make the price go up by 1. And what about the fuel efficiency? Or the fuel? That doesn't increase the cost of the missile per se. Add the 0 there. It doesn't bother me. Okay, and the warhead probably costs a fair bit as well. Yeah, there's 1. Okay. Yeah, the engines cost a fair bit. Okay, but it is a speedy missile. It will certainly. I mean, it is speedy enough that probably the enemy anti-missile missiles won't be able to even hit it entirely. So it might be good. It might be good with the armor. I don't think I'll be using these too much, but I might as well design them for the heck of it. Create that, then we can go for the size 6 missile, which is going to have, what, 2.25, warhead strength 9. And I think we are going to have to add a 3rd engine to that. No armor. 0.5 agility would be enough to put it there, but now the range is not as high. The speed is pretty good still. On the other hand, if we drop the speed a tiny bit, we could add in more agility. Because with the higher speed... Okay, if we look at that, so 58 for 5,000 kilometers. Then if we add that and add the remaining over here, so 1.25 would be 62 for 5,000. So it would increase the accuracy quite a bit, but of course the speed does drop quite dramatically. Which means that we are going to have a bit of a problem with the anti-missile missiles should they manifest themselves. At the same time, we still don't have the range that we need. So we may need to go with the smaller engines, quite frankly. Lower that to 1 and increase this to 0.5. So that would be the range that we needed. Of course, the accuracy is still not great. On the other hand... No, I'm not going to lower this amount of engines, actually. Although, if we put those there, and just put 2 of these, that would give us a bit more agility to work with. And we can actually drop the range to, yeah, the fuel capacity down a little bit. That would give us even higher agility. Again, the speed is dropping quite a bit. I don't like that. Don't like that, so no, we're going to go with the smaller engines, but more of them. And then we are going to have 0.5 points in that and take away the extra agility. Just to keep the speed in relatively high. I mean, even that is, if the enemy has point defense, it's most likely going to hit this. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to go with this. I'm not an expert in missile design, so... But you will at least have the Warhead 9, which is something that I do want to have there. Of course, another one that I could design is have a 2-stage missile. That could be long range and maybe even low thermal for stealth missiles basically, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Now that we've got the extra missile designs, we do kind of need to at least queue them up over there. We may need to set them up a little bit higher in the queue. The dummy is not necessarily very high in the queue, but okay, so the dummy, I'm going to put you down there. Put these over there. Magazine feed system is also going to go around there. Basically, I want to get the missiles researched as quickly as possible. Right, we don't have anything queued up for the power and propulsion guy right now, but at the same time it's going to take a while before that's ready. So let's let the clock run a bit again. We did... Actually, hold on, didn't we... Time has completed orders, but we probably run out of time already. Yes, we did. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.